Hi, hi.
I took a break and I went outside. Look at my face. Do you know why my face is shiny and wet? I've been sweating. Have you ever sweated before?
But I was playing Google when I was sitting down playing Google.
You were sitting down playing Google. Do you get hot and sweat when you play Google?
No, get warm.
Oh, you get warm. I'm gonna use this book to cool my face off. I went outside for a walk so I could keep it up. Whew, so later on, maybe you'll get to go outside later today after school is over. Whew, that'll be cool. And maybe you can meet some friends sometime this week. Meet some new friends. Remember we were talking about friends? Well, our story today is about friends. And we're going to start our story because it's time for our class to start, and Zoe is here on time. So let's have a story. Because it's story time, story time. It's time to read a story. It's story time, story time. It's time to read a story.
Just My Friend and Me, written and illustrated by Mercer Mayer. Just My Friend and Me by Mercer Mayer. I asked Mom if I could have a friend over, 'cause I just don't want to play alone. Hey, Mom, can I have a friend over? There are so many things we can do. Just my friend and me. Hey, look, little Critter's dad is calling on the phone. And little Critter's friend has arrived. First, we climbed the apple tree. I could climb higher if I really wanted to. Who do you think is higher in the tree? Little Critter or his friend? Then we play in my tree house. My friend says, only babies use a ladder. How is little Critter going to get down? Next, we play hide and seek.
Oh man, our story.
Little Critter or his friend? Then we play in my tree house. My friend says, only babies use a ladder. How is little Critter going to get down? Next, we play hide and seek. I hide so well that my friend won't ever find me. Do you think little Critter's friend has found him? We like to play with my racing cars. They don't work very well in the water, though. Oh no, his racing car got wet. We like to play basketball too. I could get the ball if I really tried. Next, we play with my new baseball and my Louisville Slugger bat. My friend likes to hit the ball, but he doesn't like to chase it. Wow, little Critter's friend hit the ball way high in the air. Scared that bird. Then we have a jump rope contest. My friend jumps 100 times. Wow. I could do that. Who do you think is tired? Little Critter or his friend? But sometimes I like to let my friend win. We swing on my swing set too. Next time, we'll swing on separate swings. We take turns playing daredevil on my new bike. My friend tries to stand on the seat. Oh, friends, what do you think is going to happen to Little Critter's friend? Oh, let's see. Uh-oh. It's only bent a little bit. I bet Dad can fix it when he gets home. Oh, friends, what happened to Little Critter's bike? My mom takes care of our cuts and bruises. My friend cries a lot. I only cry a little. Oh, he's hurt. After we finish playing, we pick up my toys and put them away. My friend says he'll put away the comic books. Look at that mess. I wonder who's doing all the work. Who looks like they're doing all the work, friends? Is Little Critter putting away the toys? Is his friend putting away the toys?
Mm-hmm.
When my friend's mom comes to pick him up, we say goodbye. Bye, Little Critter. Bye, Bear. We always have fun when it's just my friend and me. Now Little Critter's by itself, watching TV. But sometimes it's great just to be all alone. Little Critter thinks he's alone, but look who's sneaking up behind him. His little sister. That was a good book.
Mama Bug.
Friend, how did you like that story, Just My Friend and Me? Did it look like Little Critter was having fun with his friend? What do you think?
I think he was and he not.
Oh, that is an interesting observation. Zoe says she thinks that Little Critter was enjoying himself and he was not enjoying himself. So Zoe thinks it was a little bit of both. Friends back home, if you think that he had a little bit of fun and sometimes he didn't have fun, raise your hand. I agree with Zoe, because if we remember our story, sometimes it looked like Little Critter was having fun and sometimes it didn't look like he had so much fun. Let's talk about the time when his bike broke and Bear rode his bike and tried to stand up. And what happened to his bike, friends? Oh my goodness, I know, he wrecked his bike. That was messed up. But did Little Critter get angry and fight him?
No.
Goodness, no. Who remembers what happened?
I know.
Who's Zoe? Zoe, do you remember what happened?
Yes. And he fell and hurt himself.
Yes, Bear, Little Critter's friend Bear fell and hurt himself. And Little Critter did something nice. He didn't hit Bear. He didn't scream at Bear. He said he's going to get somebody to fix it. Do you remember who he said he was going to get to fix his bike? Friends at home, do you remember? Awesome remembering, friends. He said he was going to get his dad to fix his bike. So instead of getting mad and yelling at his friend Bear or crying and hurting his friend Bear, he forgave Bear. He said, it's only broken a little bit. I'm going to get my dad to fix it. And then he got his mom to help fix up the cuts and bruises. Tristan, when you, this morning we talked about friendship.
Look,
We
Mommy.
talked about healthy friendships. That's friends who hug and care about us and treat us nice. And then we talked about unhealthy friendships. When people whispering about you and pointing at you and laughing at you. That doesn't make us feel good.
No.
I want to show you a video about healthy friendships that Zoe and I watched with our friends this morning before we go into our small group activity.
Dad.
And we learned a new letter for today, Tristan. We learned about the letter U. Oh, watch me, U. On the letter U. The letter U makes the sound and the U sound. And you. You can watch that video later on Class Dojo. Now let's look at some examples of some healthy friendships or friendships that treat you nice and take care of you.
You can do so many things with friends. They're building. Look at these friends. They're building worlds for their action figures. The PJ Masks crew. Look how they're playing together so nicely. They're sharing the toys and helping one another. Look at this group of friends.
Look at those friends,
Look how
Tristan.
everyone is sharing
They
and working
sharing.
together.
Tristan.
They're not
What are
fighting.
these friends playing with? They're playing with Play-Doh. Those friends are sharing the cookie cutters. And they're treating one another with respect. No one is touching or messing up what someone else is making.
Look at them friends
So
working
many
on that
ways.
Play-Doh.
And so many things to do with your friends.
Look at those
Look
friends.
at these friends. They're playing outside on the playground.
What are they doing,
What do
Tristan?
you think these friends are doing? Oh boy, they're swinging.
They're swinging.
When
Do you know how to swing?
Do you play with your friends?
yes.
Oh, what are these friends doing together?
Daddy, that high
Oh, they're having a problem.
this.
Can they solve the problem nicely? Yes,
I
look at
said,
those friends
woo.
together. Oh, these friends are playing quietly. They have some people. Do you know who they're playing with?
That
These
PJ
friends are
Masks?
sharing their toys.
They're sharing.
Is anybody fighting over the toys?
No way.
No, the friends
Goodness,
are
no.
working cooperatively. That means that they're
Cooperatively.
working together in a nice way where everyone gets to play and share. So many good things about friendship. Those friends are having fun.
Zoe, watch the sliding board, Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Oh, guys,
There's
these friends are
Zoe.
sliding down the slide together. What a great idea.
I think one of our friends fell down and Zoe helped them get up and made sure they were okay.
Oh, these friends are on the playground together. These friends are in the sandbox working together. These friends are building together. These friends are hanging out at Skate Town together.
That's me.
Yes, that
These
was
friends are
you.
trying new foods together. They're tasting together. These friends are sliding on the playground slide. It's fun to play with your friends.
And we saw some healthy friendships. Did we see any friends yelling at each other? Did we see anybody hurting
No
our
way.
friends?
No way.
No way, Jose. When you hurt people and you be mean, those are unhealthy friendships. They are not good for you. But if you are nice and you care and you share with your friends, those are examples or ways that you can be a healthy friend, friends that are good for each other. Now let's learn about what we're going to be doing today for our small group. Small groups today is about math, about sinking and floating. Do you know what sink means? Oh, friends, not that sink, not the sink where you wash your hands, a different kind of sink. Sinking means to go under the water or to go under, go down. What about float? Does anybody know what float means? Zoe, do you know what float means?
When I was floating in the water, my family came in and I loved them and we played the beach ball.
Zoe floated in the water with her whole family and they played with the beach ball. Zoe, did the beach ball float on top of the water or did it sink under the water?
It floated.
It floated. So let's get started with our activity today and we're going to see or take guesses on what we think might float or sink. And after we watch this video,
and we was a mermaid.
and you were mermaids?
Yeah,
Awesome.
and my family.
Your
My
whole
fam-
family?
yeah, my whole family was mermaids. I was a mermaid.
She was a mermaid, Tristan, her whole family. Tristan, what do you think about that?
You think?
Tristan said he don't know what he thinks about that. Well, let's go ahead and start our activity. I want to see you guys try this at home, okay? So Miss Evans is going to show us what we need to try this activity at home. And we want you to try it outside so you don't mess up mom's house, grandma's house, or anybody's house. You can go outside and try this one. So you can make sure to keep our things nice and safe.
Well, Mommy.
These are the things you'll need. A bucket of water and some little toys that can get wet.
Okay, boys and girls, today's activity is called sink or float. What do you think that means? Well, we have a sign that says float, and then we have a sign that says,
No way.
and then we have a bucket of
No.
water.
No
And
way.
then I want you to find things around your house that you play with or you might can use to put in water that won't hurt it.
Mom,
And
I
we're going to
found
do a
something.
experiment.
And I will
I want you
play.
to try to make guesses before we put the item in the bowl. And another word for guesses is like prediction. We're going to think
Prediction.
about this and make guesses before we put them in the bowl to see if they're going to sink. And sink means they're going to go under the water and go to the bottom of the bowl. And then float means they're going to stay up on top of the water. So let's get started. I have a golf ball, a green golf ball, and it's kind of heavy. So do you think this is gonna sink or you think it's gonna float? That's a good guess. Let's see.
Sink or float.
You were right. It did. It sunk. It went to the bottom of the bowl in the water. So that one, when we pull it out, will be going under the pile sink because it went to the bottom of the bowl. Now, let's try. Let's try bead. See this red bead? Let's try it. What do you think? Sink or float?
Do you think the bead is going to sink or float, guys?
Float.
All right, Tristan said it's going to float. Zoe, you said float too?
Uh-huh.
Let's see what happens to the bead.
Ooh, see, it stayed on top.
You guys were
So
right.
It's
It floated.
It's floating on top of the water. So we are going to put this one under float.
It floats.
Now, friends, let's see about this Hot Wheel car. You see this purple Hot Wheel car? What do you think it's gonna do? Sink or float?
What do you think the car is going to do? Float or sink?
I think it's gonna float.
Zoe thinks it's going to float. What do you think, Tristan?
Sink.
Tristan thinks it's going to sink. What about you friends at home? Let's see what happens.
That's right, boys. Let's see if you're right. Y'all were.
Tristan!
Sunk to
It
the bottom of
sunk
the
to the
bowl. So that
bottom.
one goes under sink.
So we got to put that one under
'cause
sink.
it's heavy. So we're gonna put sink right here. The car right here. What about this rubber band or this feather? What do y'all think is gonna happen? Sink or float?
No way. No
What do you think the rubber band and the feather is going to do? You think it's going to float on top of the water or sink to the bottom?
I think it's gonna float.
Zoe thinks it's going to float. What about you, Tristan?
Sink.
Tristan says it's going to sink. Let's see what happens.
That's a great guess. Let's see. Drop it in the water, and it's floating. It's staying on top
floated,
of the
Zoe.
water. So that's called
It stayed on
floating.
top. It
So our
floated.
rubber band and our feather will go on the float side. Now, what about our Gecko and Owlette toys? Do you think they will sink or will they float? Let's
I think
Will it sink or float?
What do you think they're going to do, Tristan? You think they're going to sink or float in the water? What do you think, Zoe? Zoe thinks they're going to sink. What do you think, Tristan?
Thanks.
All right, both of our friends said sink. You friends at home, what are your guesses? Let's see.
drop them in the water. And they
Oh, you
sink to the
guys
bottom.
both
They
guessed.
sink.
They both
They
guessed it
sink.
sink.
So we'll
They
pull them
sunk
out,
to the bottom of the
And we'll put
water.
them over here with our sink pile.
Oh,
Now,
yes,
let's look at this puffball. What
Look
do
at
you
that
think
cotton ball.
what will happen? Do you think it will sink or float?
That's interesting. A cotton ball. What you think's gonna happen?
I think it's going to float.
Zoe thinks it's
That
gonna
could
float.
be
What do you think, Tristan?
What you think it's gonna do? Sink or float?
a backflip.
Let's see what happens, friends. You think it's gonna float?
You think so?
Let's
Let's
see.
see. You're exactly right. It's floating, but look at this one. As it gets wet, it's starting to sink to the bottom.
Look at
Not
that
all the way
one.
yet, but if it got all the way wet, it would sink to the bottom.
Look at that. So
So
when
that one can almost go in the middle because if it's dry, it's going to float. If it gets wet, it's going to sink.
So that one was different. The cotton ball, once it started getting wet, it got heavier with the water. It started floating, then it began to sink. So if you guess float or if you guess sink, you were both right.
Now, let's see here. What about a
Yeah.
and a marble?
Water, a marble.
Let's think about it. What do you think? Okay, let's see. Wow, they went to the bottom
sink.
quick. So,
The money and the marble went to the bottom.
so we're gonna put them with sink. Now, boys and girls, I have plenty more items we can use. You don't have to find this many at home. Just find a few things. The heavier items are gonna sink to the bottom. The lighter items are gonna float to the top. But we want to see pictures and video of y'all doing our fun activity called Sink and Float. Have fun.
Have fun.
That was a fun activity. And we learned a little math. We learned about floating and sinking. If something is very heavy, do we think it will sink or float in water?
Thanks.
It will sink. If something is very heavy, it's more dense than the water and it sinks. If something is light, that means it's not heavy, Tristan and friends at home, then it is less dense than water and it can float on the top.
Float.
Can people float on top of the water?
Yes. Yeah.
Guys, awesome. Miss Bratton loves to go to the pool and the lake and float on top of the water. I don't sink. I stay on top and I float.
And I stayed under the water when I was a mermaid.
Zoe went under the water when she was a mermaid. Tristan, do you like to get in the water?
Mm-hmm.
What do you,
I like some books.
what do you like to do in the water?
I use swim trunks.
You put on swimming trunks. Good remembering, Tristan. When we go swimming, we wear special clothes. I wear a bathing suit. And Tristan says he wears swimming trunks. And Zoe had a mermaid bathing suit. My friends, it's almost time for lunch. So I want to show you guys one more activity before we go to lunch. I want to show Tristan the game that we saw earlier. So today, later, when you guys want to get outside, your parents can get you a bowl of water and some small items or small toys to see if they sink or float. Make sure you get help from a grown-up first, because you don't want to put something in the water that will mess it up. Can I put a cell phone in the water?
No.
No way. It will break. So we're not gonna use things like this to put in the sink and float. We can use things that won't get hurt when they get wet, like some small little toys or some small things that won't break if we put it in the water. And you just get a small bowl and go outside and see if your items sink or float. Miss Evans said we're making predictions. That's a big word. Prediction means that you're going to guess what happens before it even happens. Now let's watch our outdoor activity. Keep it up before we go to lunch.
What are you doing?
We're gonna watch Keep It Up. Do you know how to keep it up? In the video,
No way.
he used the hands. I can use my hands to hit the ball in the air so it doesn't fall. After this, we're gonna go on a lunch break,
Okay,
guys.
boys and girls, today's outdoor activity is called Keep It Up. And that means you need to get you a beach ball, a balloon, any kind of softball you might have at home, And what it is you got to try to hit it up in the air and try to keep it up in the air. Jagger's going to show us an example. He's using a red balloon. So we're going to try to see how long he can keep it up in the air. All right, Jagger, let's go. Keep it up.
Hit it.
Keeping it up means you
Hit
got to
it.
keep it up in the air and don't let it hit the ground.
It can't hit the ground.
Now, friends, you don't have to use a balloon. You can use any kind of beach ball or a ball you have at home. But the point is
I'm on
to
mine.
keep it up out of the off the
All in my
floor. So
class.
keep it up. It's called keep it up. So boys and girls, please send us a picture or a video of you playing Keep It Up. Have fun. Okay, boys and girls, Jagger's gonna try it with a ball this time. I think it's gonna
Look,
be
he got a little
harder
ball
than
this
the
time.
But hey, we like challenges. So let us see your challenge of what kind of ball you use to play Keep It Up. All right, Jagger, give us a try. Ooh.
Awesome, guys. I want you guys to try to play Keep It Up later on today. My friends, do you know what time it is?
Time to get lunch.
It's time for lunch.
It's time for lunch. It's lunchtime.
My friends, it's time for lunch. Thank you all for coming to class. I'm going to put all the lessons on Class Dojo for you guys to participate and make your predictions and see if you can guess which items will sink or float before it actually happens. And remember our letter U for today. Happy hunting, and see if you can find some letter U words. So make sure you watch those videos on Class Dojo if you missed them. Have a great day doing all our lessons, friends. Miss Redden and Miss Evan loves you. Zoe, Tristan, Kendall, Axel, Rylan, and Rakaya. Wow. And all of my friends at home that are watching, Jaden and Dylan. You have a wonderful day, Kendall. Have a great day, guys.
Have a great day.